Hello, I'm John Davis, and this is the first video presentation of Sociology 213. I'd like to begin with I am doing my magazine, which I chose myself. It is Muscle and Performance. I have a few tabs in it to help me show you images later on in my presentation. And I would like to start by saying that the aim of this project is typically towards men, not women so much. It is it's towards men for a few reasons, mainly for bodybuilding tips, truthfully, uh, which is primarily a male sport. Steroids are often sold or advertised, which are typically for men, not so much women. Also, more often than not, it's talking about how to make a men's physique better. So as you go through the magazine, it's more and more about how to better, a man's body more than a woman's body. Some of the characteristics that are used for advertisements and images. Um, well, images is a large one when it comes down to fitness magazines because, truthfully, a magazine, you need pictures to show you whether or not a supplement or steroid or pro hormone or anything that's possibly gray area illegal, any kind of that stuff. It's going to show you what works, and then it's going to show you the legal version and how it also works and how well it helps you to build your muscle and define yourself. So images help a lot when you're dealing with that. So as you can see, the cover is a picture. Every page is basically a picture. Everything, it's got pictures everywhere. Um, Another one is personal testimony or quotes from people who have used or are currently using a supplement that's advertised within the magazine. So most of the time you'll have a picture of a before and an after to help you see the change, and along with that you'll have a personal testimony to help you understand, oh, this is how it worked and this is what it did for me or for the person that used it. Uh, Also, there are promises that go along with the advertisement, like another key thing saying that this supplement will take you to the promised land, which of course is a fictitious place where your body can no longer be bettered and that you are at the top physical peak that you could possibly be at, which in reality is unattainable. Some messages that are being sent from the magazine are that fat is weak, fat is lazy, anyone can do it, this supplement will cure your ailments, and that even your best can be better. So those are just a few of the things that the magazine addresses. Another one is the magazine also addresses medical issues that could come along with not being physically fit, such as obesity. Obesity is a large one when it comes down to magazines and especially fitness magazines, because if you're not fit, then you're more prone to having possibly diabetes, sleep apnea, coronary heart disease, hypertension, osteoarthritis, gallbladder disease, and possibly even a stroke. Some products that are also advertised or messages that are sent out through the magazine are potential gray area supplements, which could be a pro hormone, which outside of the body is not considered a steroid, but as soon as it's within the body, it is then considered a steroid, most typically a designer steroid for getting a certain look that you want. Steroids sometimes are also advertised, which is not technically legal because the sale of steroids is illegal. And then HGH is also typically advertised that you could purchase it and that it's okay, but in reality, it's mainly frowned upon within the sporting world, but within magazines they'll show you pictures of players that say they use it, but most of the time that's false advertisement because it's illegal in baseball. It's considered a PED, or a performance enhancing drug. Some sociological terms that can be applied to this magazine are folkway, because bodybuilding competition, steroids are 100% involved, and it just gives them a way of feeling like using steroids is the only way that they can do it, and so it makes it a social norm for them to be able to use steroids, and it gives them a safe place. A folkway is a loosely enforced norm involving common customs, practices, or procedures to ensure smooth social interaction and acceptance. So that's pretty much sums up a bodybuilding competition. Obviously, there's going to be people that are on steroids, and that's the only way they do it. So it gives a better way, knowing that when you go to one, that's what you're going to see. Taboo is another one that I think fits with a fitness magazine, because you can get too big. There is such a thing. So when you get too insanely big and you're just massive to the point where you can't scratch your own nose because your muscles are too big, I would consider that taboo. And then another point that I like to make is you have subculture, counterculture, and cultural wars that go along and they coincide together. So a subculture is the group within society that is differentiated by its distinctive values, norms, and lifestyle. A counterculture is a group within society that openly rejects and or actively opposes society's values and norms. And a culture war is classes within mainstream society of the values and norms there should be upheld. So all three of these terms can be connected to steroids and pro-hormones and supplement use, because there are people that there's a small subculture that is very, very much so pro-steroids and any kind of supplement to help them. And then there's also a counterculture, which is not pro-steroid and not for, being able to juice your way to a better body. It's about hard work, and they feel that they're taking the easy way. So both sides are considered subcultures and a counterculture, and this causes a culture war between the two within bodybuilding competition, within any kind of competition. It builds a culture war. And then another and final social term that I learned from chapters 3 and 4 that I can apply to this is cultural diffusion. As I look at this, you can see that cultural diffusion is the dissemination of practices from one group to another. So you can see that as you go on in life, more and more older people are getting into fitness, and I feel that that's based off of the younger people, which have almost paved the way for the older generation, because gyms were not around back then and now they are. So I feel like that's helping them to pave the way. And I'm gonna now show you some images that I think are helpful to help me make my point. First of all, I have something that goes along with the quotes that I talked about, and it says, "You're better, or your best can be better." That's one of the ones I thought would be helpful for you to see. Another bookmark I had was 22% increase in the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. So it's helping to give a medical standpoint in this. And then for taboo, I think this guy is too big. That's taboo to me. But to each his own, I believe. So, and then also you have your page of gray area supplements that possibly are not allowed to be sold. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and have a good day. Thank you.